Welcome back to the 5th week of Fall into Wellness. I'm Steph Paulson, and I'm thrilled to be exploring the similarities between yoga and nutrition. As the saying goes, variety is the spice of life. Let's apply this concept to the foods that we choose to eat. If we eat a diverse range of foods, we ensure that we get the essential vitamins, minerals, and macronutrients our body needs. So this flow today is a sample of everything. You'll see forward folds, back bends, twists, and also inversions. So make sure that you have your blocks handy if you use them to practice. This over here is Chief. He's feeling pretty playful today. And let's get started. So we're gonna start in constructive rest. So feet are on the ground, knees are bent, and let's roll all the way down. Take your feet wide, about as wide as the mat, and knock the knees together. Arms are by your side, palms are face up. Let's close the eyes. And let's settle in. Let's get grounded before our practice. Take this opportunity to notice your breath. Is your breath fast? Are you taking short breaths, long breaths? Just ask yourself questions and be curious. How's your emotional state at this moment? And how's your physical body? Let's see if we can feel a little bit better at the end of this practice. Start to deepen your breath. Belly and ribcage expand as we inhale. And exhale, everything comes back to the midline. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale, elongate the exhale. Try one more time. Inhale through the nose. And open mouth, exhale. All right, let's take our knees apart. Take your feet in line with the hips and take your arms out to the side, either in a T position or cactus arms. Palms can be face down if you're in a T position. Take the knees over to the right side. So a little bit of a windshield wiper. Inhale, bring the knees back to center. And the second side. Inhale, bring it back to center. So I encourage you to go at your own pace, matching your breath to the movement. And we're just getting our body ready for this practice. And one more time each side. Once your knees come back up to neutral, to center, take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Take the knees into the chest. Wrap your forearms around your shin. Maybe bring your head up to the knees, not required. Explore that movement if it feels good. Take your hands behind your thighs and let's go with 3 spinal rolls. So going the full length of your mat, making sure not to put any pressure on your cervical spine. And on your third one, cross your ankles and come up into all fours. Take your wrist underneath, your shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We inhale, drop the belly button to the mat. Bring the heart through the arms. Exhale, round out the spine. And just a few more times. And I encourage you throughout this entire practice to really be mindful in the poses and do what makes you feel good. It's really important in yoga. Yoga is all about using your inner wisdom, your own inner wisdom to guide you. Let's come into a neutral spine. And let's bring that right leg in between our hands. Make sure that you have a block handy if we're using that. And we're going into low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Arms go up. Let's take the right hand to the hip, left hand goes high. Inhale, lengthen, exhale. Let's take it over to the right side. If you have a block, maybe take it up on level 3 and use the block. One more breath here. And come up to center. Hands go down to frame the foot. Front leg goes all the way back, second side. So left foot goes in between the hands. If you have a block, move it over to the left side. Inhale, the arms come up. Low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Reach the fingertips high. Slide the shoulders away from the ears. Open up the heart. Pull your front ribs in. Take the left hand to the hip. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, let's lean over to the left side. And if you're using a block, you can go ahead and put your hand on the block. Spin the heart up high to the sky, stretching out the lateral side body. So we did cat and cow, flexion and extension. Now moving the spine side to side. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, frame the foot. Go ahead and move the block out of the way. If your pet gave you something to play with him for a moment. All right, let's fold the back toes under, lift the back knee. Back foot comes all the way in to meet the front. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Hands go to the outside of the shins. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees a lot. Let the head drop. So this is the first forward fold of the practice. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Let's do a couple sun salutations to start. Take it up to the top of your mat. Inhale, circle sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands come to the outside of the shins or your blocks. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, ground down through the feet. Rise up, stretch the body long. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Just 2 more, matching the breath to the movement. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Push the shoulder blades into the heart. Nice long spine. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands come to heart center. One more time, please. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Let's move on. Step back to plank. Take an inhale here. Exhale, everyone drop the knees and lower through chaturanga. Uncurl the back toes. Let's go into cobra. Inhale, cobra. Exhale. We have 2 more times. Inhale. Light weight in the hands. Press the pinky toe side into the mat. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Let's bring it through all 4s. Flip the toes under, lift the hips high, down dog. 3 cycles of breath here. If your body is asking for a little movement, go ahead and move your body. Maybe your body wants stillness. Do what feels good. I really encourage that. I encourage people to live a life authentically to themselves. Inhale, bend the knees, look up at the thumbs, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Inhale, let's do that again. Surya Namaskar A, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to your plank, knees or toes. Take an inhale here. Exhale, Chaturanga. Bring the belly all the way down to the mat. Inhale, Cobra, Bhujangasana. Hey, Chief. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, through all fours or plank. Exhale, down dog. One cycle of breath here. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, bend the knees, look up at the thumbs. Step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Feel your body getting warmer. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take an inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, pull the knee to the chest, round out the spine, put the foot in between your hands, and let's come up to high lunge, Anjaneyasana. Bend the back knee a lot, lengthen the spine, pull the belly button in, lift the front hip bones so they're in line with your bottom rib cage, and now start to straighten the back knee any amount. You're gonna feel more of a stretch on that left hip flexor. Make sure your lower back's okay with a straighter knee. Inhale, find length. Exhale, bend the elbows, lift the heart, cactus the arms. Inhale, find length. Exhale, bring the hands to prayer, and let's twist, open twist. Reach the fingertips away from each other. Now let's take the left elbow to the outside of the right thigh and come into prayer twist. So hands come into prayer, coming into a twist, and any variation of the arms, go for it. Let's take the hands down to the mat, frame your front foot, hop the back leg in, drop the back heel. We're in pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana. Now I like to use my blocks here, so if you use blocks, make sure to have them handy. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, nice long spine, halfway up. Exhale, take the hands to the hips and rise. So we're gonna go into pyramid one more time. Your first option is to take the arms out, bend the elbows, grab opposite elbows. Second option, reverse namaste arms. You choose. Inhale, find length. Exhale, start to tip forward from the hips. If you're in reverse namaste, press your hands into your shoulder blades, so a little bit of a cobra back bend here. Broaden across the collarbones no matter where you're at. Let's keep a nice long spine. Take the right hip to the back wall, press into the right big toe. One more breath here. Exhale, fold. Come into pyramid. Use your blocks if that feels good. Let's lift the back heel up. Take the front foot back to down dog. Take an inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, bring the knee to the chest. Press the ground away. Put the left foot in between your hands. Inhale the arms up. We're in high lunge. Bend the back knee a lot. So lengthening all four sides of the torso. Let's pull the front ribs in. So really bracing the core and protecting the lower back. And now start to straighten the back knee any amount. Okay, it doesn't matter, any amount. Take an inhale here. Exhale, bend the elbows, open up the heart, lift the heart up high to the sky. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands to prayer and open twist. Stretching the fingertips away from each other. Let's take the right elbow, bend it, and take it to the outside of the left thigh and come into a prayer twist. Press the back heel away from the body. Revolve the torso. And just a couple more breaths here. Take the hands to the ground. Use your blocks or keep them handy if you need them. Hop the back leg in, drop the back heel. And let's come up to a nice long spine. You can take your hands to your thigh, your calf, or blocks or the floor. Parsvottanasana. Exhale, we fold. And we'll just take a few breaths here. Inhale, find length again. Exhale, take the hands to the hips, ground down through the feet, and rise. Okay, take the arms out, bend the elbows. First option, to grab opposite elbows. Second option, reverse namaste arms. Broaden across the collarbones. Pull the front ribs in. Inhale, find length, ground down through the feet. Exhale, we start to tip forward. And let's keep a nice long spine here. Take the left hip to the back wall, press into the left big toe. And make sure that there's equal weight in the back foot too. Sometimes we can have more weight in the front foot, so be really present and discern where your weight's at. Just a couple more breaths here. Pull that belly button in, working the core, absolutely. Inhale, exhale. Let's fold forward. Let's lift the back heel. Take the front foot all the way back. And let's go through a vinyasa. You can absolutely stay in down dog, come into plank, chaturanga, cobra, or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take an inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, bend the knees, look up at your thumbs, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we fold. Hang out here for a moment. Just check in. Notice the openness in your hamstrings. It should just feel slightly more open than when you first started the practice. Inhale, ground down through your feet and root to rise. Exhale, hands come to heart center. All right, let's go to the wide edge of our mat. I'm just going to keep the blocks handy just in case I need them. So take the feet wide, about 3 or 4 feet away from each other. And let's take the right foot, point the toes to the short edge of the mat. Left heel, we'll spin it away. Take the arms out and come into warrior two. So grounding down through the feet, equal weight in the feet. Pressing into the heel of the bent leg and pressing into the outer edge of the back foot. Scoop the right glutes under. So we have a nice long spine and tailbone is stretching down to the mat. Take your gaze over that right middle finger. Warrior two. Definitely some heat here. Let's bring the right forearm to the right thigh and bring it into Parsvottanasana. Revolve the rib cage, spin the heart open. Now, you can absolutely stay here. If you have blocks and would like to use them, you bring the block to the front big toe side of the foot. Okay, that's gonna get you a little bit deeper. If you would like to go into a half bind, no matter if you're using a block or your forearms on your thigh, you take the top arm up, bend the top elbow, and wrap it behind your back. So coming into a half bind. This is really gonna open up your shoulders. If you would like to go into the full bind, you take your right hand underneath and you reach for your fingertips. This is not required, but you can absolutely explore it, play with it. Life is playful, yoga is playful, so have fun. If it doesn't feel good in your body, come back a little bit, back off, that's okay. Just a couple more breaths here. And if you're in that bind, either full or half bind, let's come back to extended side angle. Come back into warrior two and straighten the legs. Okay, I like to hop the legs closer together for this next pose, Trikonasana. We inhale, exhale, reach the right fingertips to the top of the mat, and we reach for the thigh, the calf, or all the way down at the ground. You can also use a block. If you're using a block, it's on the pinky toe side of the foot. Pull that belly button in. Now, I promised you, I promised you back bends, so we're gonna go into more intense back bends than what we've already done. And I've also promised you a inversion. So let's warm up the core a little bit. Take that top arm, reach it to the short edge of the mat. Pull that belly button in. Bottom arm extends. Hold, hold, hold for 3, for 2, and 1. Come all the way up. Awesome job. Right back into warrior two. Virabhadrasana 2. Extend the legs, hands go to the hips, all 10 toes forward. Inhale, exhale. Wide-legged forward fold. Prasarita Padottanasana. Let's take a moment to notice where our weight's at. If you have more weight in the heels, move the weight up a little bit. Press into the big toe, pinky toe, to back corners of the heels. Lift the sit bones high. Take an inhale here. Exhale, take the hands to the hips, ground down through the feet, and rise. Second side. So left toes face the short edge of the mat. Spin the right heel away. We come into our warrior two. Okay. We've talked about the foundation, the feet really, really strong. Pressing into the heel of the bent leg and outer edge of the back foot. Pull that belly button in, and let's see if we can create length in the side body, so getting really tall. Let's take our fingertips away from each other and look over the left middle finger. Shoulders stacked over the hip bones. Notice any emotions, any sensations that are arising in this pose. And let's take it to extended side angle. So left forearm comes to the left thigh, and take that right arm overhead. Slide the shoulders away, create space for your cervical spine. Parsvakonasana. And of course, if you want to use a block, put it on the big toe side of the foot. And anyone that wants to join in that half bind, you take that top arm, wrap it behind the small of your back, and reach for the inner thigh. Okay, this is really gonna open up your heart. Keep scooping the left glutes underneath. So the left glutes are really active. And if you would like to go into that full bind, the left hand reaches for the right. Keep holding here for 3 breaths. If you're in any type of bind, half or full, let's release it. Take the arm up. And let's come back up to warrior two, just for a beat. And straighten the front leg. Okay, I like to hop my feet together a little bit more. Let's inhale here. Exhale, reach. And you can take your hand to your thigh, your calf, or a block. If it's at a block, let's go pinky toe side. So you might notice that I use blocks quite a bit. Blocks make the poses more accessible. Every body's built differently, right? So we have different length arms, different length legs, different length torsos. So sometimes the blocks are really helpful in that way. Okay, let's activate the core. So top arm reaches towards the short end of the mat. Press into the left big toe and outer edge of the back foot. Pull that belly button in. Let's lift that bottom arm for 3 counts. 2 and 1. Come all the way up to Warrior 2 just for a moment. Exhale, straighten the legs. All 10 toes come forward. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold, wide-legged forward fold. Let the head drop. Take your hands to your hips. Ground down through your feet. Exhale, let's rise. Fantastic. Let's hop the feet together. Shake out the legs. Very good. Let's do a couple of balance poses just to see where we're at today. So we're gonna start with tree pose. Grounding down through the right leg. Take the left heel up, open the hip up from the hip thigh socket. And you can stay right here. This is plenty of balance. Pull the abs in. Maybe you move the foot up to the calf. Maybe you move it up to your thigh. Okay, play around with it. Lengthen that right side body. Hands can stay at your hips or go to prayer. Or maybe you extend your arms overhead. Your choice. Keep breathing here. Take the hands to heart center, if they're not there already. Let's face the knee forward. Single leg Tadasana. Extend the leg. And take that foot down. Woo, shake it out. Very good. Okay, second side. Let's start with the hands on the hips. Grounding down through the left leg, pick the right heel up, turn the leg out from the hip thigh socket. Remember, you can stay here. Every leg's different, every side's different, every day is different. So don't beat yourself up, okay? Show yourself some love or some self-compassion. It's so important. Whoop. Okay, there we go. So right foot can be on the calf or on the inner thigh. And of course, you can grow your branches. Get taller here, reach up. Stay focused. Take your hands to heart center. Let's take the knee forward. Extend the leg. And come all the way down. Fantastic job. Shake it all out. Okay. If your blocks are on the mat, go ahead and move them off to the side. Let's take one sun salutation to get us down to the mat. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Long spine here. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back to plank. Everyone step back to plank, knees or toes. Okay, let's activate the core a little bit. So pull that belly button in. Lengthen both sides of the torso. Let's come into low plank. So dropping down on your forearms. And let's interlace our hands. Bringing the hips in line with the shoulders. Really activating the core here. Drop the knees, child's pose. So the next few poses are going to set us up for the dolphin for one, and then a headstand, Shirshasana. So I encourage you to explore these movements, try it out. Okay, that's how we learn, that's how we grow. So let's start with our hands interlaced. I like to put the pinky finger, kind of like tuck it in. So we're coming back into plank. So nice long spine here. Pull that belly button in. We're gonna lift our hips high to dolphin. Start to walk the feet in any amount. Okay, so for dolphin, my head is off of the mat. I'm pressing my shoulder blades into the heart. And let's just practice. Bring one leg up. Put it down. Second side. And put it down. So the next minute or so will be some playtime. You can go into a headstand, or you can practice what we just did, dolphin with bringing one leg up. If we're going into headstand, take your head on the ground, like the crown of the head on the ground. Take the shoulders above the elbows. Start to walk your feet in. And get the hips above the shoulders. Pull the abs in. Extend the legs up high to the sky. Press your forearms into the mat. Have the front ribs come in. And stretch the bottoms of the feet high to the sky. Press the ground away. Reach up through your toes. And just a few more breaths. All right, everyone, let's meet in child's pose. And come all the way up. How do we do? Did we play around a little bit? Did we have fun? Okay, let's take it to our back. So slide your feet underneath your body or scoop them to the side. Take your feet down on the mat, bend the knees, roll down bone by bone. Okay, let's start with bridge. So knees are in line with the hips. Take your hands by your side. Your hands can be gripping your mat, or they can interlace underneath your tailbone. Inhale. Lift the hips off of the mat. Spin the inner thighs down. And energetically pull the heels to the crown of your head. And press the knees away from your body. Okay. You can grab the edges of the mat or interlace. If you're interlacing, let's walk the shoulders underneath and press the shoulder blades into the heart, lifting the sternum close to the chin. Still energetically bringing the heels close to the body and pressing the knees away. And just a couple more breaths here. And release. Take a moment, maybe you close your eyes. Feel the energy within your body with that back bend. I love back bends because of that. Now you're welcome to go into bridge again. If wheel pose is in your practice, or Urdhvanurasana, that's in your practice, let's do wheel for this second one. So hands are by your ears, bring the elbows in and start to come up on your head. Take a moment here if you're coming to wheel. Spin the inner thighs down. On your next exhale, press up. And as you come down, tuck the chin, gently come down, rolling down bone by bone. Hips come down last. Everyone meet with bent knees, feet on the ground. Let's take our knees into the chest. Rock and roll side to side. We're going to start to cool down. Take the left foot to the mat. Right ankle goes across the left thigh. And let's hug it in for a figure 4 stretch. You can grab behind your thigh or your shin. And I like to use my right forearm to press my right thigh away. Just a small variation on this figure 4. So we did a little bit of everything today. Forward folds, back bends, balance poses, twists, inversions. So it's a little sample. And that way we ensure that we get all the nutrients of a physical practice. All right, go ahead and release that foot down to the mat. Let's come into a figure 4 twist. So arms can be out to cactus or T position. Let's take the right foot down to the ground. And of course, if you want a different twist, honor your body, listen to it. You can stack the knees on top of each other. You can go into a eagle twist. Just whatever feels good. I really encourage that. I really do think it's important that people listen to their own inner wisdom and turn down or shut off all the noise around them. You know what's best for you. And speaking of, you know what's best for you, the same goes for your diet and the foods that you choose to eat. Okay, you know what's best for you. You know it's healthy. You know what feels good in your body. I think sometimes we try to overcomplicate things. I encourage you to keep it simple. At least try to keep it simple for this day and see what happens the next 24 hours. And if it goes well, take it to the next day, see what happens. All right, let's bring the legs up and take the right ankle off of the thigh. Second side, so left ankle across the right thigh and bring it in for a figure 4 stretch. Bend the left foot to keep the left knee safe. Press the left forearm away onto the left inner thigh. So yoga is a practice about trusting yourself and believing in yourself. So as we practice more yoga, asanas, the physical practice, we start to get stronger both mentally and physically. And we can apply those concepts that we learned to our everyday life. We start to get more confident. We start to stand firm in what we believe in. Go ahead and release. Let's go into a figure 4 twist. So bring the left foot down to the mat. Just really slowing down here. And let's bring the legs back up, unravel, and just take a moment to transition. Let's come into happy baby. Grab the outside of the pinky toe side of the foot, or you can grab onto your thighs, whatever's more comfortable for you. And release. Let's take about a minute to go into Savasana. You can start with the constructive rest like we did. Feet are wide, knees knocked together. That feels good for your lower back if that's really satisfying for you. Or you can go into traditional corpse pose, extend the legs. No matter what, let everything melt. Become really heavy and rest. And of course, if you would like a longer Savasana, just press pause. Start to deepen your breath. Inhale. And make the exhale nice and long. Really extend the exhale. One more time. Roll over to one side, bend the knees. You can keep your eyes closed or a soft gaze. On your next exhale, press yourself up to a seated position. Hands can be resting on your lap or maybe heart center. Absolutely fantastic job today. It was an absolute joy and pleasure to lead you in this well-rounded practice. My name is Steph Paulson. You saw Chief and Bonnie around today too. If you enjoyed this content, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Until our paths cross again.